Hello, today we shall study the feed and delivery of the card. This is the card which we have seen superficially. We have seen all the parts. So let us now concentrate on each and every part here. We have already studied the cylinder and the flats in details. So now today we are going to study the Licarin and the cylinder as well as the feed roller area. This is the arrangement between the Licarin and the main cylinder. That means the arrangement between of the teeth between the Licarin and the cylinder is shown here. And as one can see, the wires are pointing in the opposite direction, unlike before, in which case we have studied between cylinder and flats. It's pointing in the opposite direction where carding is has to take place, whereas here it is in the same direction. And one can see there is something different that's happening over here, because we need the Licarin to transport or give the fibers to the cylinder. The teeth of both the clothing surfaces face in the same direction, as one can see. This arrangement is typical of the Licarin main cylinder region. Here there is a deliberate transfer of material from one clothing surface to the another, but V1 must be greater than V2. That means feed clothing, that is V2, it must be, the surface speed must be greater. The cylinder surface speed therefore must be greater than the Licarin speed. So now let us look at the feed device. This is the feed device. We are going to look at the feed roller, that is this feed roller, and the Licarin. So it can be seen here, an enlarged view of this small feed roller over here, and one can see the plate at the top, and this is your Licarin. Feed roller 2, that is located below, and feed plate 1 is pressed against the roller by spring. There is a spring here. By spring pressure, this is pressed against the feed roller. Licarin in 3 rotates in the anti-clockwise direction. This is, as we can see, it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, while the feed roller rotates in the clockwise direction. So the material will come from above the feed roller and go below the Licarin, like this. So let us look at the functions of a feed roller. It should clamp the bat securely over its entire width. It must be able to hold the material back against the action of the Licarin. It must be able to present the bat to the Licarin in such a manner that opening can be carried out very gently. The conventional feed assembly comprises of a stationary feed table with a feed plate and a feed roller 2 firmly pressed against the plate. The feed roller has a diameter of 80 to 100 mm. So one can see over here the conventional feed assembly consists of a stationary feed table, that is this one marked over here, and a feed roller 2 pressed against the plate. The feed roller has a diameter of 80 to 100 mm. So this is the way the conventional feed assembly was arranged. But and one more thing I would like to point out over here, although this looks like sawtooth, it is not so. These are flutes on the feed roller which help with gripping of the material. One should observe that there is no point here, sharp point. It is just flutes that are being shown here, which are somewhat leaning towards the backside, so that the feed material is held more firmly against the action of the Licarin. Licarin here would have a very high speed which will try to pull out or pluck all the material that is held here. So to give it some better kind of resistance to the material just flowing into the Licarin, what is done is flutes are given on the feed roller, and also the grip is very good over here because of the flutes, and it will restrain the fibers from easily going into the Licarin. So let us look at the detail of this conventional feed plate, which is shown over here. This is D over here, and this is the Licarin, this is the mote knife. The plate is formed at its upper edge with a nose-like deflector, which is shown over here D, to hold the bat. Importance of nose and the guide surface. Facing the Licarin, the plate has a fairly long guide surface A. As one can see, if one were to look at this height over here, it's quite a you can see it is shown over here, it is shown as A, and it has got a fairly long guide surface which is facing the Licarin. The deflector nose and the guide surface have a significant influence on the quality and also on the quantity of waste eliminated. So a sharp deflector nose, something like this, which is very sharp, gives good retention of the fibers and hence an intensive but unfortunately not very gentle opening effect. On the other hand, a over-rounded curve results in poor retention. So the fibers will not be held so securely over here, and also poor opening at the same time. In this case, the Licarin often tears out whole clumps of fibers. So these are the two shapes of the nose that the influence that it has on the retention of the fibers. The length of the guide surface also matters, which we have seen the distance A. That also influences waste elimination. If it is too short, the fibers can escape the action of the Licarin. They are scraped off by the mote knife and are lost in the waste receiver. If the surface is too long, it presses the fibers into the clothing. This gives better take-up of the fibers, but at the same time better take-up of impurities also. So the result is a reduction in the cleaning effect. The length of the guide surface is always decided by the staple length of the fiber being processed. So now we come to the Ritter feed system. This is the image of our conventional feed system that we have just studied. When the conventional system is examined, it is observed that the material is pushed forward illogically against the direction of the rotation of the Licarin. Now one should observe here that the material is going like this. The feed roller is feeding it in this direction and it is going upwards, and at this nip region, or this in between the feed roller and the Licarin, in this region the material is made to go upwards by this feed roller because it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. So it is whereas the Licarin is moving in the clockwise direction. So in this region where the material is moving upwards, the Licarin is trying to take the material downwards. So it is illogically taken against the direction of rotation of the Licarin. The bat must undergo a sharp bend also. One can see it has to undergo a sharp bend so that the Licarin can sweep through it. So these are two slightly disturbing elements here, because the material is made to go against the direction of the Licarin speed, and also it moves over a sharp bend. So both these things are addressed in the Ritter system, where the feed plate is above the feed roller here, and it is pressed against the feed roller with the help of a spring. So now let us look at this. The diversion certainly does not contribute, this kind of diversion does not, that means conventional one, does not contribute to the gentle fiber treatment. Hence Ritter has therefore converted the feed system to enable material to be fed in the direction of rotation of the Licarin. The arrangement of the feed device is opposite to that of the conventional. That means the arrangement is opposite. The feed roller is located below and the plate 1 is pressed against the roller by spring pressure. Due to this change rotation of the feed roller, the bat runs downwards without diversion directly into the teeth of the Licarin. So now if we observe this system, the feed roller has to rotate in the clockwise direction, and the Licarin as before is going to rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. And what one can see is here the material is going to go directly, and in this region the material is moving downwards. Licarin is also taking the material downwards and taking it onto itself. So what is happening over here is the material is smoothly taken away gently without any kind of opposing forces, and the treatment given to the bat is much more gentler. So now let us look at the Licarin region, that is this. This is the image. We have this feed roller and we have this Licarin, and this is the cylinder. Licarin is a cast roller with a diameter usually of around 250 mm. There is a sawtooth clothing that is applied to it. Licarin rotates in the anti-clockwise direction while the cylinder rotates in the clockwise direction. So now we are looking at the relation between the Licarin and the cylinder. So feed to the main cylinder by Licarin. The purpose of the Licarin is to first of all pluck finely open tufts out of the feed bat, lead them over the dirt eliminating parts under the roller, Below the Lickerin, there will always be some dirt eliminating parts, which we shall see shortly, and then deliver them to the main cylinder. These are the three main functions of the Lickerin, and the greatest part of the opening and the cleaning is performed by the Lickerin only. So waste elimination in card. Waste elimination takes place at the following three regions in the card. First is it happens below the Lickerin. Secondly, it happens in the auxiliary elements. This also we shall see. And third, at the flats, which is the important place where again cleaning is happening, or 100% impurities are being removed. So that is actually at the flats, or rather one can say at the flat cleaning device. We shall see all the three regions. Since we are now discussing the Lickerin, we shall first see the waste elimination area below the Lickerin. So elimination of waste below the Lickerin. In the conventional system, this was the situation. Waste elimination is very intensive and takes place under the Lickerin by means of special devices. The classic cleaning assembly consisted of one or two mote knives and a grid. So now in a old system, there were just one or two mote knives. We shall see what these mote knives are. And there would have been a grid. Grid we have studied during Blue Room. It is nothing but cross-sectional, triangular cross-sectional rods that are fixed below the assembly, and it allows the trash to pass through. This grid, however, was one half of which was made of slotted sheets and the other half was made of perforated sheets, so that whatever trash that is removed by the Lickerin goes through these perforated or slotted sheet and goes into the trash box. In this arrangement, elimination of foreign matter took place exclusively by scraping off on the mote knives. The grid sheets tend to serve as devices for guiding and holding back fibers, and the grid sheets only serve the purpose of guiding as well as preventing the additional fiber loss. So these are the two major functions of the grid that is there below the Lickerin. So now, in the modern system, the Lickerin, below the Lickerin, the zone has changed slightly for the better. Beneath the Lickerin, there is an enclosure of grid elements or carding segments above it, and above it is a protective casing of sheet metal. So below it, there are grid elements, which we shall see in detail, and above it, there is a protective casing to cover the Lickerin. The tufts are first guided over a mote knife. Mote knife is nothing but it's shaped like this. It's a blade, a pointed blade, and it's known as a mote knife because it will remove the organic foreign matter by just material will be scraped on this sharp edge, and whatever is released out of the tuft, it will be falling here. It passes over the mote knife 2, then over a carding plate 3. There are carding plates like this, 3 marked over here. Then again over a mote knife. So this is the second set of mote knife along with the carding plates, and again over a carding plate before they pass to the main cylinder. So there are two sets of mote knife and carding plates before the material goes on to the cylinder. The carding plates are fitted with special clothing, which is shown at 3A. So if you look at this carding plate, it looks like this. It has got teeth on the upper side, which will help in scraping the material in between the Lickerin teeth and the carding plate teeth to open the tuft a little bit better and allow the trash to fall down. So now let us look at slightly more modern system, where again there is a mote knife, but there is also a suction system that is applied here. So one can see over here, this is the feed roller and the feed plate sending or feeding the material to the Lickerin, and one can see over here this system over here, where there is a mote knife and there is a suction which is shown over here, and the opening that is happening at the Lickerin is like this. Um, this opening is around 40 mm, and one can see this is the amount of trash that is removed, and some amount of fiber is also lost over here. But if we were to open this further, that means this system, as one can see, has been shifted in this along the anti-clockwise direction. This system has moved like this, and there the gap has been increased gradually to 55 mm, and one can see the drastic improvement in removal of trash. But along with that, we also know that we are going to lose some fibers. Then there is this again, this system can be moved still further, and the opening has been made as 70 mm over here, and the trash has further increased, removal has increased, as well as the fiber lost is also increased at the same time. So now the same thing we shall carefully see in the form of an animation which is shown over here. So one can see this highlighted area over here. We are going to look at that in detail. The others are the auxiliary elements here as well as the flat, which we shall see later on. So it is this diagram where the material is being scrapped over, and then if you move this element like this, the opening here increases and the trash extracted can be increased depending on the kind of material that we are processing. So with this, we come to the extent of opening by Likkerin. In machines with only one Likkerin, opening is performed to an extent where more than 50% of all fibers pass onto the surface of the main cylinder in the form of tufts and slightly less than 50 in the form of individual fibers. So we are looking at what kind of performance the Likkerin is going to give us. The material that is fed to the Likkerin, 50% of the fibers are passed on to the surface as it is without much opening. That means in the form of tufts, and around equally the same amount of material is opened out into individual fibers and fed to the cylinder. So one must remember that if the fibers are fed to the cylinder in the form of individual fibers as far as possible, then the cylinder and flat region would be able to do their job better. That is of carding action that is happening between cylinder and flats, that will happen in a more effective manner rather than feeding the cylinder with tufts. So treatment imparted by the Likkerin is therefore very intensive, but unfortunately not very gentle. It is quite intensive. That means 50% of the material is opened, although, but one finds that Likkerin, the treatment is not very gentle. That means there are chances that it may damage the fibers. With the introduction of modern high production cards, there have been attempts to increase the opening effect. Increasing the number of Likkerin was an approach to improve performance. So now one must understand this concept here. When it comes to high production cards, that means modern cards would always be giving the expectation would be to have a higher production, and whenever one says higher production, the throughput or the material going in through the cards would be more per unit time, and in that case the opening as well as the fiber to fiber separation or all the um, uh, uh, functions that the card has to perform has to be very very effective. But when the productions are high and the throughput or the material passing through the machine would be high, with the same kind of arrangement, one cannot expect the same level of quality as before. So one has to make an attempt to increase the opening effect, also the fiber to fiber separation. The effect should be more effective in case of high production cards. So one attempt to improve the opening effect in case of high production cards was done by increasing the number of Likkerins that would be installed in the machine. So it would look like this. Instead of having one Likkerin, one can have up to three Likkerins before the material passes to the cylinder. The clothing surfaces are in the doffing configuration relative to each other, and the speeds must be increased in the through flow direction. So speeds are continuously increased from one Likkerin to the next to the other. And what was said over here is the clothing surfaces are in the doffing configuration. That means they are facing in the same direction. That is the stripping, that is called as stripping. So from the feed roller, the material is taken by the Likkerin like this, because it is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. It will take the material downwards. Here the cleaning will take place, and then this Likkerin, because of its position of doffing between the two Likkerins, this will take the material in the clockwise direction upwards, and then again the third Likkerin will take it downwards, and here again one can see suction. So the speeds also will be increasing from one Likkerin to the other, as I've just mentioned, from 600 rpm, which is for the first cylinder, to 1200 rpm to 1800 rpm, which is the third Likkerin. Or the surface speed, this surface speed by increasing the diameter. So one can either increase the rpm and have the same effect, or one can also and or can have increased diameter, as one can see over here. Instead of grids, the Licarin are encapsulated in casings. So there are casings are all around it. Within these casings, there are a few small openings, including sharp-edged grid blades to scrape off the material. As we have seen over here, there would be grid blades, and impurities would be removed in these regions. The latter fall into a pipe and are sucked away to the waste collecting devices. So this would be the arrangement if one wants to have higher performance or higher openings in case of very high production cards. For fine long fibers, mostly only one Licarin is used. When it comes to long fibers, fine fibers, one cannot afford to have three Licarins where they will damage the fibers. So therefore, only one Licarin is used, and also in case of long fibers, the trash contained in the material is also not that as high as that in the short fibers. So therefore, only one Licarin will suffice in case of long fine fibers. So normally in the mills you would find just one Licarin, and the concept of three Licarin is hardly seen anywhere. Control of fiber deterioration by Licarin. Since the action of the Licarin is not gentle, the degree of deterioration can and must be precisely controlled by adjustment of the following parameters. We have already mentioned that the action is in no way gentle. So if one wants to control the action, the aggressive action of the Licarin, then what are the factors that one must concentrate on so that one can have a gentle treatment in spite of all the other factors remaining same. The thickness of the bat. So if the material is thick and thin, that affects the degree of deterioration. The degree of openness of the raw material. If the material is open, or if the material is fine enough, the thickness, then in that case, one can see that the Licarin is not able to give a very harsh treatment because the material is already open. It doesn't have to really pluck the fibers very harshly from the feed roller. So the degree of openness of the raw material that is fed to the Licarin also matters. So if there are proper opening devices in the chute through which the material is coming in, if the degree of openness of the fed material is good enough, even the Licarin will give a slightly gentler treatment to the material and would pass the material to the cylinder. Also, the spacing between the operating devices. If the spacing is too close, then the action will be very aggressive, and vice versa. The degree of orientation of the fibers in the feedstock. This is similar to the degree of openness. If the orientation is good, then maybe one can expect a gentler treatment. Also, the aggressiveness of the clothing. When we say aggressiveness of the clothing, we are talking about the height and the carding angle that the teeth make on the Licarin. So even that would affect the aggressiveness of the clothing, would affect the gentleness. The rotation speed of the Licarin, even if the Licarin is high speed Licarin, which will run at a very high speed, so then the rotation speed will also matter, and high speed will lead to an aggressive treatment, and vice versa. The material throughput, of course, as this is almost similar, if the material throughput is very high, then the Licarin will not do the kind of it won't be so efficient as it would have been with a lower material throughput. So we come to the values of draft that one sees between Licarin and cylinder. The optimum ratio of speeds of the Licarin and the cylinder is 1:2. The draft between Licarin and cylinder must be around 2 for a good quality sliver. This is the experience, and normally the speed ratios would be in this proportion only. The Licarin runs at 1600 rpm. In high performance cards, rotation speeds are in the range of 800 to 2000 rpm for cotton and about 600 rpm for synthetics. So we come to the wire point. Licarin wire point is the carding angle is between +5 to -10 also at times. So clothing with negative angles is used only in the Licarin when processing some man-made fibers. So we have seen what the carding angle is in our previous lecture. From that knowledge, we come here where Licarin can have a carding angle of +5 in a normal case, and if one is going to process man-made fibers, then it would even go negative. Since the fibers are held less firmly by this form of tooth, they are transferred more easily to the cylinder and the clothing is less inclined to choke. In case of man-made fibers, since the material is bulky, we require the material to be effectively passed on to the cylinder without choking, and also a lot of aggressive treatment is not required over here. So the carding angle would be normally negative when we are processing man-made fibers. Now we come to the auxiliary carding devices, where earlier we had seen that the waste elimination happens in three regions in the card. One is below the Licarin, the second was the auxiliary carding devices. Now let us see in detail what the auxiliary carding devices are and the need for them. The opening effect of the card is represented by the number of points per fiber. We have seen this, how to calculate this points per fiber. That is the average of the total fibers fed in per unit time over the number of points available at the same time. So the number of fibers versus the number of points that are available for any action at any given part of the card, one can easily calculate by calculating number of points available in that per unit time in that region, and the average total fibers that are being fed per unit time. So at the Licarin, there may be, for example, 0.3 points per fiber. So for as one can look at this in a different way, like there will be 3 points per three fibers per point, and at the main cylinder perhaps it would be 10 to 15 points per fiber. So one can see what has happened over here is 10 to 15 points per fiber. That means there are a lot many points that are available at the cylinder, in the cylinder flat region, which will help better opening over there, and that is what we are expecting, fiber to fiber separation. Whereas in case of Licarin, per point there would be around 3 fibers. So the ratio one can imagine. This Licarin, at the Licarin we are not expecting fiber to fiber separation, so we do not need as many points, but around 3 fibers per point would be sufficient for a good opening. If a given quality of yarn is required, a corresponding degree of opening at the card is needed. So when we talk about increasing the material, the production of the card, and increasing the material throughput through the machine, then one will always consider this point, and this has to be considered because the number of fibers per point should not increase too much, so that the effectiveness of the uh, Licarin is reduced. So, however, an increase in the production at the card means that more fibers must be passed through the machine. And exactly this happens when we increase the production, and more fibers must be passed, and therefore one requires more points wherever possible, so that better opening is possible. So, to maintain quality at high speeds, in order to obtain the same carding effect, the same number of points per fiber are required. The number of points per unit time must also be increased. So, this can be achieved by the following: more points per unit area. That means one can go for finer clothing on Licarin and increase the number of points per unit area. But this will reach a limit after which one cannot have still finer clothing, because the wire points would become more thinner and finer, and mechanically it won't be possible to produce them because the strength will otherwise reduce of the wire points. So when there is a limit to the increase by this method. One can also increase higher roller as well as cylinder speeds. Again, this would reach a certain limit, because one cannot increase cylinder speeds drastically because of its size. Or the third option would be to provide more carding surfaces or carding positions, or even finer opening of the fibers before feeding to the cylinder. So maybe third point and fourth is slightly possible by improving the feed, the opening that is given to the feed before it enters the cylinder flat region, or one can look at increasing the carding surface or the carding positions. So little can now be done so what are the solutions now? As one can see, little can now be done to increase the number of points, since whatever has to be done has already been achieved. Since the mass of the fiber also has to accommodate between the clothing. Another reason one cannot go on increasing number of points, because the fiber mass has to be accommodated. It always is accommodated between the clothing or the wire points, and if it becomes finer, the fibers would have a tough time accommodating themselves between um, the clothing region. Much has already been achieved by increasing speeds, but further increase will prove steadily more difficult. As an example, if we were to look at, if the production of the card is increased from 25 kgs to 60 kgs per hour with the same number of points per fiber, the main cylinder must be raised from 300 rpm to 750 rpm. So almost more than say double the speed has to be increased just by increasing your production rate from 25 to 60 kgs per hour. So this would be highly difficult. This cannot be achieved from either the design or the technological standpoint. So therefore, one effect among many would be severe deterioration of the fibers. Also, one must understand that if we keep on increasing the cylinder speed, in that case there will be a severe deterioration of the fibers also. So as we seen earlier, the earlier 2 points, that is increase in the number of points as well as increasing the speeds of the various parts, would be difficult. So now we are left with only this option, that is for maintaining the quality at a high production levels. We are left with the following options. There remains only the third and the fourth approach, that is insertion of additional carding surfaces or additional carding positions and or installing more Licarins. So these are installing more Licarins also we have seen earlier. So one can have either this, or along with that one can also have more carding surfaces. So where can this more carding surfaces be installed? Let us see that. So increase in the number of Licarins is one. Then fitting of additional carding plates. Both have been put into practice. So both these options have been used. The option of the increase in the number of Licarin, this has already been explained above. So additional carding plates or carding bars. The carding plates can be applied at three places. One we have already seen, it is under the Licarin. Then between the Licarin and the flats, this we shall see now, and between the flats and the doffer. So let us see where this 2 and 3 can be installed, and one can improve the opening action by installation of these carding plates. The carding plates below the Licarin has already been studied or discussed earlier. So we come to the carding bars where one can see them between the uh, Licarin and the cylinder just above it. An aluminum carding profile 1 consists of two carding bars, that is marked as 2. So this is the aluminum carding profile, and on that there are two carding bars which are facing the say cylinder. One of the advantages of the bar is that they can be provided in different fineness. So unlike the Licarin, where it would be difficult to go for a different kind of fineness, these bars can be easily changed, and one can it can be provided with different finenesses. They can become finer in the through flow direction also. So if the material is flowing upwards here, so along the direction of flow also they could be made finer and finer as we go upwards. So different manufacturers use differing numbers of elements between 1 and 4 per position. So one can have such elements either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Up to 4 manufacturers do provide these carding profiles or this set per position. So special clothing is required that must not be allowed to choke. One must observe over here that there is no cleaning device, unlike the flats that has got a cleaning device. So therefore one cannot allow choking to happen in this region. So it has to be a special clothing that does not allow any kind of choking. So other elements around the carding bar. So this one can see the cylinder. So these are your carding bars that we have just seen. So now we can see two sets over here of one which are seen, and there is something three marked over here. We shall see this. In use are also other carding devices of different design and with different components. Example, suction tubes 3. So these are suction tubes. If we were to look closely, it looks like this. So with mote knives 4 and guiding elements 5. So this one we'll see it more closely. So this is your mote knife which is marked as 4, and this is the guiding element which is marked as 5. So each suction unit has got a mote knife and a guiding element 5, and these are also devices that are there along with uh, the carding bars that we have just seen. So each set will consist of one carding bar, one suction unit with mote knife and the guiding element. So one can see here there are two sets. So let us now look at the animation of the additional carding elements between Likeren and flats, and also between the flats and the doffer. So when it is highlighted in the animation, I may pause the video and we shall take a look at it. So one can see over here the highlighted region, that is below the Likeren. These are the waste eliminating areas. We have seen this already in detail. So now we have come to this additional carding sections that are shown over here. And then the third waste elimination area is the flats and the cleaning device that is shown over here. So after seeing this waste elimination region below the Likeren, now we are looking at these regions where the carding bars or the carding elements are fixed. One at the Likeren and the flats, that is before flats, above the Likeren, and the second is between the flats and the doffer, which is near the exit. So both these are almost similar. One can see the carding bar and the suction device along with it. There is one set which can be seen over here in this, and here there are two sets. So now we shall see this in detail. So as the material is moving over here, one can see that the trash removal with a, there is an insert that is seen over here, which shall change in thickness as the video progresses. Here it is 8 mm thickness, and because this is 8 mm thickness, the space that is provided over here, the opening that is provided is lesser, and therefore the trash removed is shown over here. But as we go further in the animation, you can see that insert. So one can see the insert, it has changed from 8 mm to 5 mm, and this opening has become wider, and therefore the trash has increased, as well as some fibers are lost. So now that insert will be changed from 5 to 2, and further the trash has increased. So this insert thickness can be changed every time to change the amount of trash that is being removed. So these were the auxiliary or the additional carding elements to improve the performance of the card, or the opening performance of the card. So what is the importance of the carding element? If the carding elements or the additional Likerins are not used, then the Likerin delivers mostly tufts, if not whole lumps. Although it may not give big huge lumps, but it will mostly deliver tufts to the main cylinder. These are compact and relatively poorly distributed across the Likerin. So if they pass into the space between the cylinder and the flats in this form, fiber to fiber separation becomes very difficult and imposes considerable loading on the clothing. The whole carding operation will therefore suffer. So they ensure further opening, thinning out, and primarily spreading out and improved distribution of the fibers over the total surface area. So these extra carding elements would help in better opening, better thinning out, and they help in spreading out the entire material over the entire surface of the cylinder, so that one gets improved distribution of the fibers over on the cylinder. In the final analysis, these additional devices reduce the loading on the carding zone, cylinder, flat region, amongst other things. The carding segments following the flats create an additional fine carding zone as the fibers rotate 5 to 10 times with the cylinder before they pass to the doffer. Now we are talking about the carding segments that are there on the output side or the front side of the machine. How do they help? Because the material or the fibers would rotate 5 to 10 times on the cylinder before they pass to the doffer. So there is an opportunity for the fibers to go through the front auxiliary devices almost to the same at the same number of times, that is 5 to 10 times they will go in between the auxiliary elements, and therefore this additional treatment of 5 to 10 times at the segments also improves both fiber orientation and the transfer of fibers to the doffer. So the carding segments at the output side help, in addition to the opening that is taking place anyways, it improves the fiber orientation and also helps transfer of fibers to the doffer. One must remember that it is mandatory that the fibers leave the cylinder and go on to the doffer, where they are made to condense, and only then the formation of the sliver is possible. So whatever there are many other factors along with this additional carding segments which help in transfer of fibers to the doffer. There are other things or other elements that are taken care of so that the transfer of the fibers to the doffer is smooth. We shall see it point by point in the later slides. Importance of the setting of the protective sheet near the flats on the doffer side. So we come to this sheet that is there on the doffer side, output side. There is one protective cylinder covering near the flats at the front of the machine that takes the form of a knife blade. So one can see there is a sort of a covering or a protective sheet. This setting is quite important in controlling the flat strips or the amount of flats removed, strips or the waste removed by the flats. The level and the quality of the flat waste or the stripping can be influenced by adjusting the distance between this blade and the cylinder. This front plate was also known as a percentage plate. Earlier, this would be called as a percentage plate also. Um, this setting option should not be used for adjusting waste, because this is a very critical adjustment, and it should not be used for adjusting waste, but at times it may be used when it becomes very necessary to do so, but as far as possible it should not be touched, because using this option to eliminate more short fibers through flat strippings would also lead to the elimination of more long fibers. So if we were to adjust this to adjust the waste removed by the flats, then along with the short fibers, one must remember that even we tend to lose the longer fibers also. So as far as possible, adjusting this plate should be avoided. Fiber loss would be generally increased. But still, let us look at the effect of the setting of this percentage plate. The setting at the position 20, that is the more nearer to the flats, that is upper side, is 0.85 mm, and at the position 21 it is the extremes that I'm talking about. These are the extreme settings. In between one can have any kind of setting, but one thing to observe here is that it is wider here near the flats, and it would be narrower here to the extent of extreme case would be 0.38 mm over here. At 22 position here, here it is 0.3 mm. So one can see that here it is wider and here it is narrower, which would one would expect the other way around, but there is a reason for doing this. The flat strippings depend on the difference in the setting at position 20 and 21. So whatever difference we are applying, say this is 0.85 and 0.38, the difference is huge, and this difference is the one that will control the flat strips being removed. So air would be entering at the top edge of the front plate. So if we have kept this narrow setting at 21 and a wide setting at 20, air would rush in, because the space here is more. The air would be entering from above into this region. So when the setting at 20 is made wider, so if at 20 one makes the setting wider, then the difference is higher in between 20 and 21, and the air rushes in with more force at the top edge of the front plate. That is, at the position 20 the air will enter with a high force, and therefore more fibers return to the cylinder. So one can see, instead of going towards the flat, the fibers would be pushed towards the cylinder, and therefore the flat strip is reduced. The opposite is true when the setting at 20 is made narrower with respect to 21. So if we were to narrow this setting at the top edge, then in that case the difference would be reduced, and the air entering would not enter with such force, and therefore more fibers would go into the flats rather than be pushed onto the cylinder, and more flat strippings can be expected. Overall, a narrow spacing, that means if this plate were to move completely wider and narrower setting we are talking about. Overall, a narrow spacing produces little waste, and wide spacing would produce more flat strippings. So there are two things to consider here. One is the difference between the top edge and the bottom edge that will affect the flat strippings, and the overall setting, that means this plate can be moved away and near the cylinder, and that will also affect the amount of flat stripping. If the setting is narrow, then it will produce less waste, and vice versa. So elimination of waste carried by the flats. So there was a third region where the waste elimination takes place other than one below the Likarin, and the other the carding segments that we saw, the additional auxiliary elements that are applied on the card. So other than that, there is a third important place where elimination of waste takes place, and that is the flats. Elimination of waste by the flats only happen by filling the clothing. Therefore, the flats must be continuously cleaned. So we have seen this earlier when we studied the cylinder and the flat region. The flat would enter from here. It would go cylinder is moving in the say clockwise direction. Flat would be moving in the opposing direction. We have seen both the types, forward and reverse motion. And one would go for a reverse motion if we want a better quality is expected as an output. So if the flat are moving in this way, here the cleaning of the flats takes place, and the flats would return back near the doffer. So we have seen the advantages of doing this in our earlier lecture, but now we are going to study in this lecture we need to see this cleaning device that is there over here. So they are therefore moved past a cleaning device here. So now let us look at the animation and try to understand how this cleaning takes place. We are looking at this region now. So this is the cleaning area. One can see there is a stripping roller which will remove the impurities embedded in the flats. Then this stripping roller would be removed, would be cleaned by the brush roller, and whatever is removed is going to the suction. And one could see the waste extraction that is done at a speed of say 0.40 meters per minute. And if one goes on so what is seen here is speeds have been increased from 0.16 to 21. If this flat speed is increased, then trash also will be higher, along with of course the fiber lost. So with this we look at the summary of the waste elimination areas. So achieving better opening of material at the card. Better opening was achieved by installing more opening and carding devices in front of and around the main cylinder. So an opening device in the feed chute would help. A new feeding arrangement or the directional feed at the Likarin. We have seen the Ritter's innovation here, where the material is made to go in a certain way along the Likarin, so that aggressive action is avoided. One can also have a second and a third Likarin, or one can have all of these along with say carding bars in front of the flats and behind the flats at the cylinder. So these are some methods adopted for getting a better opening of material at the card. So now we come to the delivery region. As we said, our lecture consists of feed as well as delivery region. We are going to study both. So now we come to the doffer region, and this is the doffer. This is the cylinder in the flats. Once the material goes through the flat cylinder region and goes through the additional carding segments over here, they are transferred to the doffer. So now let us look at the doffer in detail. The cylinder is followed by the doffer, which is designed to take the individual fibers from the cylinder and condense them into a web. The doffer is mostly formed as a cast iron or steel drum with a diameter of around 600 to 707 mm and a speed of around 160 rpm. The doffing operation. The clothing between the cylinder and doffer are arranged in the carding configuration. Now, one thing to note over here is that for fibers to be transported or transferred from one clothing or one surface to the other, one requires a stripping disposition, as we have seen in case of Likarin cylinder region, where it should be facing in the same direction, so that the material gets easily transferred, or rather the cylinder, in case of Licarin cylinder, the cylinder moves from behind and picks up the fibers from the Licarin and takes it onto itself. So one must have a doffing disposition. But in this case, when it comes to cylinder and doffer, although we require the material to be doffed, or rather we want the doffer to remove the fibers from the cylinder onto itself, now one would expect a doffing disposition of the wire points, but we are going for a carding configuration that is similar to the disposition between cylinder and flats. That means they are facing in the opposite direction. This is the cylinder and this is the doffer. As one can see, it is facing in the opposite direction, just like cylinder flat region, and this is one important point to be noted. This clothing arrangement is essential. Now this is done because of certain reasons and following other reasons. The clothing arrangement is essential because the web that is finally delivered must be cohesive, and therefore the fibers must be interlaced with each other. The fibers must not be allowed to return back to the cylinder. So one must understand that the fibers have to be taken up by the doffer, so that some amount of hooking or the hooks of the fibers are generated in this region, and this can happen only by having a carding disposition over here, because in case of a stripping disposition, it would just gently take the fibers from the cylinder to the doffer. It would take on to itself. But in this kind of a carding disposition, one will see that more hooks are formed, which is necessary from the point of view of formation of the web, which is a very fine web. One requires a lot of cohesive forces over here between the fibers. They need to be interlaced with each other. Therefore one can see a carding disposition here between the cylinder and the doffer. The fibers must not be allowed to return to the cylinder. That is another point. Once the fibers are transferred, it should never come back to the cylinder. To ensure this, the carding angle as well as the height of the wire points of the doffer is more than that of the cylinder. One can easily observe over here the carding angle that we have studied earlier. In this case of doffer, the carding angle is higher, and therefore they are more inclined towards the horizontal, and once the fibers come onto the doffer, they will hold on to the fibers and not allow them to go back. Also, the height of the wire points is clearly higher than that of the cylinder. Another point to be noted here is that the doffer is smaller as compared to the cylinder, and therefore the curvature that the doffer offers near the cylinder doffer region, the curvature offered would be higher. That means the doffer will quickly take the material onto itself, and the doffer moves out of the region, and it will not allow the fibers to go back onto the cylinder. Because also another reason to be added here is because of the curvature of the or the curvature offered by the doffer to the cylinder because of its size. More the carding angle, more is the inclination of the wire points towards the horizontal, and one can see doffer has got a higher inclination. So cylinder wire points are of around carding angle of around plus 12 to plus 27. We've seen this earlier also. But when it comes to doffer, it is still higher. It is plus 20 to plus 40. The condensation of the fibers is achieved through a low doffer surface speed. So this also we have discussed earlier, or rather during the calculations, that the doffer speed that is there, the surface speed, as compared to the cylinder speed, it is very low, and therefore the draft that is there applied between the cylinder and doffer is going to be less than 1, and this is done so that it helps the material come onto the doffer and get collected on the doffer before we can form the sliver. So effects of carding disposition between cylinder and doffer. So between cylinder and doffer, having the carding disposition would help in the following ways. We shall see them one by one. The degree of parallelization that is achieved at the cylinder. So at the cylinder and the flat region, because of the carding action, fiber to fiber separation happening, there is a lot of parallelization or orientation of fibers that is taking place in this region. But as soon as we come to the doffer, or when we want to form a sliver, we do not want that parallelization of the fibers. We want them to hold on to each other, and hook formation is necessary. So this has been achieved by having the carding disposition at the cylinder and the Doffer area, and that therefore this degree of parallelization that was achieved at the cylinder flat region would disappear. But the random orientation helps to form a web and to doff it. So once the hooks are formed between the fibers, sorry, the fibers would hold on to each other and would help us in giving this kind of a web, which is doffed from the doffer, and it will go into the trumpet here. So which is removed by the doffing mechanism to form the sliver. So the other points that the carding disposition helps is the undesirable bending of the fiber ends, which occurs during transfer of fibers, leads to the formation of hooks. So although it would be undesirable in a normal situation, but here in this case during transfer, hook formation is formed, which is very necessary for the formation of the web and then of the sliver. Otherwise we would not be able to remove the fibers, because between cylinder and flats the fiber to fiber separation is so high that fibers are actually one needs to collect them onto the doffer before formation of the sliver. Also, poor efficiency of fiber transfer from cylinder to the doffer is in practice more an advantage than a disadvantage. So because of the carding disposition, the transfer of fibers might not be as great as if one would have a stripping disposition over there, but to a large extent it is more of an advantage. Let us see how that happens. Of course, it is a fact that the fibers rotate with the main cylinder about 5 to 10 times. So because it is not immediately taken off onto the doffer, uh, because of the carding disposition, there is an opportunity for the fibers to run around 5 to 10 times around the cylinder before it passes onto the doffer. So we, by providing a carding disposition at cylinder doffer region, we are allowing the fibers to move around the cylinder 5 to 10 times, or rather allow it to be opened out very nicely before it is passed on the doffer. But it is also important fact that this results in some important improvements. So this carding disposition helps in more than one way. So it is an additional carding point. Because it's a carding disposition, it will allow for still better fiber to fiber separation. The fiber to fiber blending effect also increases because a high degree of intermingling results there, which is important for man-made fiber and cotton fiber if one is going to blend. So blending effect is also improved. It produces good diagonal as well as short-term regularity. So because of this good intermingling of the fibers and all the above reasons, there will be a good amount of homogeneity that is achieved, and one can expect a good short-term regularity in the output sliver. So transfer of fibers when the teeth are in the carding disposition. The carding configuration implies that it is more or less a matter of chance which of the two clothing surfaces with finery carry along any individual fiber. Cylinder and flats. This operation favors the cylinder clothing. So we are now trying to analyze, if we were to have a carding disposition at these two positions, what exactly is happening there. This operation, that is between cylinder and flat, it favors the cylinder clothing, as the flats push the fibers vigorously into the cylinder clothing. In this region, since the carding disposition is there, we do not know which clothing would be more effective in holding on to the fibers. So because both are equally capable of doing so, but in the cylinder flat region they are pushed into the cylinder clothing as the cylinder, and the reason being that the cylinder clothing has got more points as compared to the flats. So therefore the flats would not be holding on to them more strongly, or rather the cylinder would be more effective in taking the fibers onto itself because it has got more wire points. So both facts increase the retaining effect. The cylinder would be keeping the fibers. In the case of cylinder and doffer, transfer of fibers is influenced by the choice of proper relationship of the peripheral speed. So one must maintain a proper peripheral speeds, because cylinder, as we know, that it is larger in size also. So because of the centrifugal force that the cylinder has to offer, the fibers would be thrown off onto the doffer, and doffer being a smaller size, it gives a small curvature it faces in such a way that it is the fibers, as soon as they are thrown off, they are removed from the cylinder Doffer region and not allowed to go back. So because of these reasons, that is peripheral speeds, small distances that the setting between the cylinder and Doffer is very close, and because of that, good transfer of fibers takes place from the cylinder to the Doffer. And also another reason being the carding angle, which we have seen earlier. The carding angle is higher in case of Doffer, and therefore Doffer is able to retain the fibers um, from the cylinder. So we have seen both these cases. In case of cylinder flat, cylinder is more effective in holding on, whereas in case of cylinder and Doffer, Doffer would be preferably holding on to the fibers because of these reasons, that is speeds, the setting between cylinder Doffer as well as the carding angle. So one example here, a reduction of the spacing between cylinder and Doffer from 0.18 mm to 0.08 mm. That means the spacing has been reduced. That means the Doffer has been brought closer to the cylinder. It would result in a 100% improvement in the transfer factor. So the transfer that happens is better the moment we close the setting between the cylinder and a Doffer. So let us now look at the hook percentage distribution. So we already know that at the Doffer, the hooks are formed between of the fibers, and those hooks will help in making the web and collecting the fibers and formation of the sliver. So let us look at the hook percentage distribution. There are various types of hooks, different types. So let us see them one by one. If this is a straight fiber that is there, which is seen, over 50% of the fibers in the web that we have just seen, the web we have the image we have seen earlier, it exhibits trailing hooks. So 50% of the fibers in the web would be trailing hooks. That means the hooks would be at the rear end. If this is the direction of movement of the fiber, fiber is moving from left to right. In that case, if the hook is at the rear end behind, since the fiber is moving in this direction, if the hook is at the back side, it is called as a trailing hook. And about 15% have leading hooks. That means this is a straight fiber, and if the fiber is hooked in the front, considering that this is the direction of fiber movement, which is very important. If this is the direction, then this would be called as a leading hook, and this would be around 15% only. Another 15% will be of double hooks. So like this. So one can see 50% trailing, 15% leading, 15% double hooks. That means 30 and 50, 80 that we can see has been accounted for by trailing, leading and double hooks, and only a small proportion are delivered without any hook formation of any kind. So some fibers might go straight as it is, but most of them would be majority of them would be trailing hooks, a small percentage would be leading, and some would be double hooked or any other configuration that one can think of, and a small proportion would be delivered without any hook. So this hook percentage distribution is very important, because when we shall study comber later on, this hook percentage, why it is important, would be explained when we learn the comber. So with this we come to the end of this session here. Thank you.